everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm going to be doing my summer favorites. I didn't do a favorites video, I don't think for June or July. I've had a lot of favorites, obviously, because it's been like 3 months, but I'm not going to include all of them. I'm just going to pick like my consistent favorites that have been my favorite this whole time. So first, my book favorite might be a surprise to you guys. It's Geekerella by Ashley Posten. I kind of picked this one up on a whim because I wanted something cute and light, and that's exactly what it was, but it just really surprised me. It's basically about this girl who like grew up in a fandom, and her dad was like a big part of this TV show fandom, but it's also a Cinderella retelling, so her parents have passed away, I believe, and now she has like the evil stepmother and stepsisters. The title really is exactly what it is, Geekerella. There's so many fandom references in it. The whole thing was chock full of fandom love, and that's why I really liked it. Reading it was just really enjoyable. It was making me smile the whole time, and after reading it, I still continued to think about it, and I now want some more books that are like this. It was just a really perfect summer read, so for that reason, it is in my favorites. My next favorite is a manga, and it's Tokyo Ghoul. I read the first 3 volumes of this over the summer, really within the past couple weeks. I'm loving it so much. If I had the ability to just buy all of them and binge read this whole series, I would totally do it. It's just that these are pretty expensive because they're like the special editions. If you look at like a regular manga volume, these are much bigger and nicer. With my employee discount at the bookstore that I work at, they're about the same as a regular manga, but like to buy all 14 or however many there are would be a lot of money. It's about this world where there are humans and there are ghouls. This boy who, through circumstances that I won't really explain, becomes half ghoul. So he's like still in the human world, but in the ghoul world, and it's kind of about how he adjusts to that and like what his purpose is as the only half ghoul in existence, as far as I know, in volume 3. I just really like the art style, and through all 3 of the volumes that I've read, it's been consistently good. It's pretty fast paced, but it's not confusing, and even though it is a horror manga, I don't find it disturbing. The violence is almost hard to see what's happening because it's a manga, and it has a spooky vibe that I think is going to be really fun to read in the fall. Got some coffee here because it's early in the morning. My next favorite I've mentioned a couple times on my channel now. It is these Kiki's delivery service graphic novels. I'm not sure if these are considered manga or graphic novels, to be honest. There's 3 of them. I've only read the first one and like half of the second one, but they're so good. I love them so much. It's making me so excited to rewatch the movie because I'm gonna wait until I like read all 3 of these. I love this story already, but the art style, the way it's printed out, is just really cool. It's more like comic book paper, graphic novel paper, than manga paper. I showed a lot of these in my Booktubeathon vlogs, so if you want to see more of like the inside and stuff, you can go check those out. I'm just really enjoying them. They've been really perfect for the summer. They're just magical and really pretty. A favorite. I love. Next, I'm going to do my music favorites. There were a lot of songs that were jams, but these were my 2 artists that I listened to a lot over the summer. The first one is Lorde. Her new album, Melodrama, I'm so obsessed with it. Once I started listening to it and listened to it from beginning to end, straight through, I have not stopped listening to it. It's really unique and fun, but it has her melancholy feel to it that I just love, and is perfect for rainy summer days, which I've been having a lot of. My favorite thing about it is the album as a whole fits really well. She has a couple songs that are not repeated, but like she has Liability and then Liability Reprise, or she has Sober and then Sober 2 / Melodrama. When you listen straight through the album, it just feels like a consistent story. I really love that in an album. It's really important to me that it feels like it was written by the same person, like going through their life. I have had different favorites. I think Supercut was my first favorite, which is like kind of an upbeat one, listening to music in the car kind of song. And then Hard Feelings / Loveless became my favorite, which is still kind of my favorite. And then The Louvre, and then Liability, and it's like I just keep going from song to song. I don't get tired of it, I just find a new favorite. It's just really good. I think you should all give it a try. My other music favorite is an artist, not really an album, and it's Jay Park. I've known who Jay Park is for a long time. He's kind of one of those people that when you get into K-pop, everyone's like, oh, Jay Park, is that what K-pop is? Jay Park is a solo artist. He was in a K-pop group when he was young. Now he like owns 2 record labels, and he actually just signed with Roc Nation, which is like the record label that Rihanna and a bunch of really famous artists are on. I started listening to his music because I found the video that he did with 1 Million Dance Studio. He's done a couple videos with them. He's such a good dancer, and it just got me into his music, and I actually now am like a huge fan. I totally stan him hardcore. So my favorite songs, the first favorite that I had is All I Wanna Do, which is the one that he did the music video with 1 Million Dance. I will link down below because you should all go watch it. It's so cool. Yacht, Me Like Ya, Drive, Solo. I like pretty much his popular newer ones. If you go on Spotify, like the first 5 suggested songs are basically my favorite songs. His music is really catchy. It's kind of like R&B, I would say. It reminds me of a bunch of American artists like Chris Brown or like that type of artist, which I've never really been into. But for some reason, the way Jay Park does it, I really like, and all of his songs have been a jam for me over the summer. Next, I'm going to talk about K-drama favorites. The first one is Fight My Way, which I watched a while ago, but it was in the summer. I watched through this one with my friend Caitlin as it was airing. I love both of the main characters. It has one of my favorite actors as the lead. It also is about Taekwondo and mixed martial arts, so I really liked that aspect of it. Wait, hang on. The reason I loved this one so much is because the 2 main characters have been friends their whole lives. They're so platonic in the way that it's like they're basically married already and you just want them to get together. And they're so obviously head over heels in love with each other. And that best friends trope is just my favorite. It's so cute. Like I said, I loved the karate aspect. And it's just quirky and funny. If you like weightlifting fairy, I definitely recommend Fight My Way. My next favorite is Descendants of the Sun. This is another one that when you get into K-drama, everyone tells you to watch Descendants of the Sun, which is why it took me so long to watch it, because I was avoiding it because so many people told me to watch it. But when I was sick last week, I'd finished all the K-dramas I was watching, so I just started watching it because it's on Netflix. I watched the whole thing in like a couple days. I loved it so much. It's for sure one of my new favorites. This one centers around 2 friends who are in the Special Forces. The main love interest is a doctor, surgeon, and then the other love interest is an army doctor. So it all surrounds like hospital stuff and Special Forces. This is the Grey's Anatomy of K-drama world. I've never seen something that had the exact same vibe as Grey's Anatomy. I loved Grey's Anatomy. I haven't kept up with it, but it was one of my favorite shows for a while. You know how Grey's Anatomy will have those 2-part episodes where some like crazy thing happens, like a shooter gets into the hospital or there's a huge natural disaster? There were a couple episodes like that, so that reminded me of Grey's Anatomy. The reason that I loved this one, because of the main actors. I had never seen either of them in a different K-drama, and I loved them both. They were really good. Also, there's kind of 2 couples that the whole thing centers around. The girl from the other couple, not the main couple, is the same girl as Fight My Way, and I just love her. She plays the best characters. They're so spunky and like really strong girls. Just also loved the whole like Special Forces aspect. It was really well done. The fighting was really good. I was super impressed. My last K-drama favorite, I haven't finished yet, so I'm gonna warn you guys like 5 times not to spoil me, because I know that this one has some huge, really sad ending, and I don't know what it is yet, and I don't want to know. It's Scarlet Hart Ryeo, Moon Lovers. This one is another, like, what do you call it? Not period. It takes place, like, in the past. This one is, like, what I wanted Hwarang to be. I loved Hwarang because of the cast, but this one was, like, how I wanted it to be storyline-wise and writing-wise. Again, I binge-watched it while I was sick. This one is about this girl who somehow, I don't know how because it hasn't been explained where I am in the show, she gets pulled back into the past. It's like she was supposed to die, or she almost died, but instead she takes the place of someone who was living in the past who died and now has to live like back then. It centers around the royal family, and especially there's like 14 princes. Who is going to become the king is kind of like the whole big conflict, and what role that the main character plays in all that. Because she's from the future, she kind of knows history, but she kind of doesn't, and how much should she interfere to change history? The only thing that I will say for this one is that the love interest can be kind of problematic. There's a couple scenes where I've been like, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of suspending my judgment because he is Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender in human form. He has a scar. It was given to him by one of his parents. He has the whole tragic backstory, misunderstood thing going on. I really like him. It's just that in the writing, there's a couple things that they do that I'm like, wow, I really wish you hadn't done that. Anyways, that one has been my other favorite. I can't wait to finish it. I'm so excited to cry. Now I actually have one movie favorite. I don't watch a lot of movies. I tend to like get distracted if I'm watching a movie at home. I'll go out and see movies in the movie theater, but last night I rewatched this Michael Jackson documentary that I've seen many, many times, and it's still one of my favorites. I love it so much. It's made by Spike Lee. I think the official name is Michael Jackson's Journey from Motown to Off the Wall. So it just centers around his early years as Jackson 5 and then him growing up to being a solo artist and his album Off the Wall. That album is one of my favorites of Michael Jackson's. I love that album so much. And this documentary made me appreciate it so much more. They bring in people, modern people from all over to talk about it. Artists like Pharrell or basketball players. There's lots of producers, people who actually worked with him, but then people who were just influenced by his music. For that reason, it's really interesting because I love hearing modern day people talk about it. If you're interested in music in any form, I highly suggest it. Then I have just two quick clothing favorites. The first is my new pair of Adidas that I got yesterday. I am a huge fan of Adidas. I have 2 pairs already. This is my 3rd pair. They're definitely my most worn shoes, but I've always had Superstars or Stan Smiths. Recently, an Adidas outlet opened up near where I live, so I went there and I got these Gazelles. A tip that I learned from the guy at the Adidas store in New York City is to buy kids sizes because often they fit women's. Like I'm a size 8 in normal women's shoes. I forget what size I am in my other Adidas that aren't kids. In these kids ones, I'm like a 6.5. No, I'm a 6, and they were really inexpensive because they were at the outlet and they were like half off of clearance. I got these for $25, which compared to my like $80 Superstars, that is a huge deal. So those are already a favorite, even though I just got them yesterday. And my last favorite, let's see, how can I do this? There we go. It's my Mon Bebe sweatshirt. Mon Bebe, like I've explained before, is the fan name for Monsta X, the K-pop group. So I am a Mon Bebe because I'm a fan of Monsta X. I got this sweatshirt a little while ago. I think I got it on Redbubble. It's really comfortable, first of all. It's really soft, and I got a big size so that it was kind of oversized. And it makes me really happy to wear because it's so cute. So for that reason, it has to be a favorite because I've been wearing it. I'll get home from work and I'll put it on. So I've basically been wearing it every day. That's it for my summer favorites. Let me know down below some of the things that you've been enjoying this summer, whether it's music, books, TV shows, clothing, whatever. Just leave something in the comments that you enjoy. I would love to hear from you guys what you're into. If you want to see more of the stuff that I like, you can follow me on social media because I talk about it there, and I usually post stuff about whatever K-drama I'm watching or what I wear every day. So you can see me there if you want to see more. I will also leave everything that I mentioned in the description box so that it's easier for you guys to find what I was talking about. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a bright day, and I will see you in my next video.